Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. It's just a quick update here. We're out at Algiers Point and the river is going into flood stage. And if you look at our Algiers Point tour from a few months back, you can see this is all dry land here. And now the river is starting to creep in and fill it up with water. And the river still has several more feet to go, so this will probably all be completely covered by water in a couple of weeks. Right here you can see where the water is coming into this little batcher area here, and right over there it becomes one with the river. There used to be a levee out here and they took it out a few years back because they were afraid it was going to break. There was no need for two levees. One of the things we've looked at in the past videos is that when the river is low and you walk along this bridge to the floating ferry landing over there, you're walking downhill. But right now, since the river's high, you'd actually be walking uphill if you're walking along that bridge towards the ferry. This area down here is typically dry land, and the water has come up into this what we call the batcher area, which is the area between the water's edge and the levee. Looking that way, just a few miles up the river, 2,350 miles to be exact, is Lake Itasca, Minnesota, where the river starts. And then looking downriver around this bend right here, about 70 miles generally to the south, is the Gulf of Mexico. The river still has several feet to rise before the flood stage is finished, before it reaches its peak. Water from 31 states drains into the Mississippi River, and it eventually all flows through New Orleans. So if you live somewhere up north and snow melting on your property drains into either the Missouri, Ohio, Mississippi rivers, eventually it's got to come through New Orleans before it gets into the Gulf of Mexico. That's a lot of water, a lot of snow melting, and a lot of water that comes through here. Here you can see a small ridge of debris has piled up where the water is coming up onto the batcher. And before the flood stage is over, more than likely this entire grassy area over here will be underwater, and the water will actually come all the way up to the concrete part of the levee over there. And it can get pretty high up that levee depending on how high the water gets. Still got a long ways to go. So we're going to be back and checking this out every few days for the next month or so to see how high the water gets. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.